9 months ago, I got locked out of my Facebook account because of a glitch with two-factor authentication. And I had to end up taking Facebook to court to try and get access to my account back. And I know lots of people have been interested to know what happened with all of that. How did it get resolved? And I haven't been able to make a video up until this point because it hadn't been resolved. But I'm happy to report that now it is all over. I have access to my Facebook account again. I'm advertising again. It looks like everything worked out. And I will tell you everything that happened. And if you were stuck in the same situation as I am, I will also give you some advice on how you can resolve it. So stay tuned. Hi guys, it is me. I'm sitting here with a nice cup of coffee, here to tell you my wild adventure with Facebook, which looks like it is finally over. So, 9 months ago, in February of this year, I got locked out of my Facebook account because of a glitch in their system. I spend a lot of money advertising on Facebook, advertising my books. I also do a lot of stuff with other authors and other companies and other businesses on Facebook and other social media platforms to help promote them. So I do a lot of stuff on Facebook, and because of that, Facebook required that I have something called Facebook Protect on my Facebook account, which means if I log into a new browser or periodically on the browsers I'm already logged into on my phone or something, I have to provide a 6-digit code to verify my identity. And you do that by downloading a tool like Google Authenticator to your phone, which I did. And for months and months, super simple system. I'd log into Facebook and it would say, you need to verify your identity with a 6-digit code. And I'd whip out my phone and I'd go to Google Authenticator and have a code there and I'd type that in and I can access my account. Boom, job done. And it made me feel really, really secure. I liked that. And then in January of this year, through reasons beyond my control, my phone went through a factory reset. And the problem is that wiped Google Authenticator, and the only way to make Google Authenticator generate that code for Facebook again is to go into your Facebook account and scan a QR code, and it will equip Google Authenticator to generate the 6-digit code so you can access your account, which shouldn't be a problem. Except to access that QR code, to take a picture of it and make Google Authenticator be able to access your account again, you need to go into your privacy and settings in your Facebook account, which you can't access unless you verify your identity with that 6-digit code. So you might be understanding my problem now. I needed a 6-digit code in order to access Facebook to get the QR code to generate that 6-digit code. I was locked out of my account because I was caught in this stupid feedback loop. It was very frustrating, but not nearly as frustrating as what occurred afterwards, because, you know, I thought, okay, this is a pain in the backside. I'll use all Facebook's tools and complaint things and forms and stuff and an automated system to be able to verify my identity and get access to my account. All I needed was that 6-digit code one time to restore everything, but I couldn't. I kept coming up into a brick wall. Whatever happened, I always ended up not being able to access the things that I needed and not being able to get a response through the automated system to generate this 6-digit code. And that was a problem, because after a while I got logged out of my laptop, because every so often you have to re-enter that 6-digit code. Then I got locked out of my desktop because you needed to re-enter that 6-digit code. And then eventually I got locked out of my phone, and there was nothing I could do. There was absolutely nothing I could do. It was incredibly frustrating because, yeah, it sucked. I wasn't able to access my Facebook account. Fine. But also I wasn't able to access my advertising dashboard. And that meant all of the different people and all of the different authors that I work with and all the different businesses that I work with doing stuff on Facebook, I wasn't able to do any of it. Literally the day that this happened, that I got locked out of my computer and my phone, was the same day I started a new freelance contract with a pharmaceutical company to monitor their Facebook pages and respond to the comments on their Facebook pages. And I couldn't do it because I couldn't access Facebook. I lost that gig, which was a very, very valuable gig, because I wasn't able to access Facebook, and there was nothing I could do through the automated system to resolve that problem. And that, yeah, that's frustrating. And it gets even more frustrating because I spend enough money on Facebook and I do enough stuff on Facebook that I have a person at Facebook called called a Meta concierge who is there to assist me with my advertising and give me advice and guidance and coaching and stuff. So I literally called them up, and I think that this time it was somebody called Gemma, I don't know, went through like 6 different people. And I said, like, hey, logged out of my account, can you help me with this? And they said, sure, I'll file you a ticket. And we filed a ticket. The ticket came back and they said, I'm sorry, this is beyond the scope of Meta Concierge. And I was like, that sucks. And then I was like, can you file another ticket for me? And we filed 3 tickets in the end. And I went through various different people in the system, and every single ticket got rejected with the same thing. We are not able to help you with this problem. This is beyond the scope of Meta Concierge. So even though I have a human being who works for Facebook, who is specifically intended to help me maximize the impact of my advertising, they were not able to give me access to my Facebook account. And it sucked. And what really sucked about it was, in January of this year, my advertising for my own books was going really, really well. Really, really well. And that's the goal, isn't it? Like, I've written and published 30 books. If I get the advertising right on those books, that's a full-time income from the royalties from those books. But it was all done through Facebook advertising, and it's like, I can't access that. Now, the thing is, maybe some other people would have given up at this point, and I don't blame you. But 3 months in, I was like, you know what? I'm not getting anywhere here, so I will go to the one thing that even Facebook can't ignore, which is the American legal system. God bless the American legal system. I know there are lots of people who are upset with the American legal system at the moment because of all that shenanigans going on with the Supreme Court, stuff like that. Don't blame you. But what you have to remember is the theory of the legal system is that it is reason without passion. It is equal to everybody. Everybody has equal access to the legal system. And for all the faults in the American legal system, for the most part, that is true. So I thought, you know what, I will make Facebook respond, and I will take them to court. And I filed a small claims complaint here in Middlesex County, New Jersey, and said, listen, you're still charging me for adverts that you're running on my Facebook account, but I can't access my Facebook account to optimize them, change them, even switch them off. So this is a breach of contract. And in some ways, that was the lucky side of things. I think I might have skipped over that bit. But while I was locked out of my account, adverts that I had set up continued to run, and I continued to get charged for them. And yes, I could have like canceled my credit card or whatever, but I didn't, because that in some ways was my like saving grace. Because if you want to take someone to court, especially the small claims court, you have to prove like a breach of contract, and a breach of contract is a breach of an agreement. An agreement is based around this legal definition called consideration, which is I give you something in consideration for you giving me something, this exchange. And the fact that Facebook continued to charge me money while I was locked out of my account was their Achilles heel, because it basically meant that they were, you know, taking consideration from me in terms of the money, but they weren't giving me the consideration of being able to access my Facebook account. So I wrote up a long legal brief and filed it in the special civil part of the New Jersey legal system as a small claims complaint. And I enjoyed doing it, actually, because in another life I was a lawyer, studied law for 2 years actually, worked in the legal department, corporation here in America for a number of years. I like the law, I do. There's something about, you know, building an argument that is satisfying, and then you use evidence to back up your argument, or precedents and stuff. So I wrote a legal brief saying Facebook is breaching our contract by charging me money for advertising that I have no control over because I'm locked out of my account. And I filed that in the special civil part of the New Jersey court system, and I waited and waited and waited and waited, and I was like, is anything going to happen or something? And eventually what happened is a lawyer hired by Facebook responded to this. And the weird thing is, it's very weird. I filed this complaint, I didn't hear anything, and I had to log into the court system and check it every single day. And then one day I was like, oh wow, somebody did something. And then I got a call from a lawyer in New York, and I I won't give his name. He's a third-party lawyer and a very, very respected lawyer. And he was very nice and very kind and considerate and courteous to me on the phone and said, "What is the problem?" And I said, "I'm locked out of my Facebook account and I can't access it and you're still running my adverts." And he was like, "Okay, let's see if we can resolve this problem." And it took a while to resolve this problem, but that wasn't in any way the fault of the lawyer I worked with. He was very, very nice and considerate. And we had a number of discussions, and in the end, we agreed that he would help me get access to my account back, first of all. And it took about a week and a lot of back and forth with Facebook. And my lawyer was, this lawyer, he was actually their lawyer. I shouldn't call him my lawyer. He was representing them. He was an advocate for them. But he was very diligent in making sure that eventually people from Facebook got back in contact with me and sent me some codes so I could access my account, and boom, I was able to get back into Facebook. This was August 15th of this year, so it's full 6 months between getting locked out of my Facebook account and actually being able to get back into my Facebook account. This wasn't the end of the thing though, because as soon as I got logged into my Facebook account, my account got flagged for unusual activity because nobody had logged in for 6 months, and then suddenly somebody was logging in, and my advertising account got restricted, but I was still able to go in there, which was great. I also got compensation from Facebook for all of the advertising that I had run during the period I was locked out of my account because I wasn't able to go in and switch it off. And as the settlement that we had in court, so we didn't actually get a judgment, we agreed on something, so we didn't have to go in front of a judge and argue this, was to refund me thousands of dollars for the advertising that I had done during that time that wasn't able to access. Frustratingly, I got access to my account and my advertising was restricted. Even more frustratingly, some of my adverts that I'd left on as soon as I got access to my account again started advertising again. Even though my account was restricted, they still charged me for these adverts. So I had to talk to Facebook's lawyer, and they gave me a refund. And it wasn't until yesterday that I actually got access to my Facebook advertising restored completely. And really frustratingly, I got this settlement of thousands of dollars, and they promised to send me that money within 60 days of the court junction. They didn't even do that. It actually, I think it took over 70 days, and I had to follow up with the lawyer a number of times. So it was a real palaver. And the Facebook lawyer was very, very patient and very, very responsive and very, very nice. But Facebook seemed like a complete nightmare to work with. I mean, when we agreed upon this settlement for the advertising that I'd spent and getting this refund, the fact that it didn't give it to me within the 60 days, I'm just like, what is going on right now? And the fact that I was just waiting and waiting to get access to my account restored. As soon as my account got restored, my Facebook advertising got locked. And then I just, all of these things were just long and convoluted and frustrating. But eventually, I got it all sorted out for the time being. I actually started advertising again for the first time yesterday. Immediately my ad got rejected, so it's being reviewed now by another human person. So far I managed to get 25 clicks out of all of this stuff. But I did end up resolving the problem. Taking Facebook to court forced them to respond to my problem, and I ended up finding a solution and getting access to my account back and getting access to my advertising back. So it was a happily ever after. But the frustrating thing is, very clearly, if you are locked out of your Facebook account for stupid reasons, like your two-factor authentication doesn't work, this is the only way you are going to get access to your account back. You have to take Facebook to court, because otherwise I don't think Facebook take you seriously. I think Facebook is such a huge organization. I think it represents so many billions of people, or millions of people, over 1 billion people, that it's almost difficult to comprehend the amount of work that is for human beings. So a lot of the systems are automated, and they don't care. They literally don't care. Facebook is just so huge that they don't care. They don't care about some stupid British guy living in New Jersey who has a problem with his Facebook account, because they're just looking at the big picture. The thing that is kind of disgusting about it is I'm a customer who has spent tens of thousands of dollars of my own money advertising on Facebook, and yet to Facebook, even all of that money is so inconsequential that they would prefer to not let me be able to advertise on the platform than bother making the effort to get my problem sorted out and restore access. I mean, everyone's complaining about the metaverse being the reason Facebook's tanking in the stock market, but no, it's because they don't have their core systems in line. They don't. It's just a mess. So, but it's a mess that I eventually got sorted out, and I have immense gratitude for the lawyer I worked with Facebook. He was definitely an advocate for Facebook. He, made sure that I understood, hey, I could get a refund for the advertising that they had done, that I was locked out of my account so I couldn't switch off. However, they weren't going to give me like damages for being locked out of my account. So a tough but fair lawyer to work with. I feel satisfied with what I got out of the whole thing. But it's the only way you are going to get access to your account restored, is to take Facebook to court. So what does that mean? So if you are locked out of your account right now and you want to get access to it again, what are you going to have to do? Well, pretty much anywhere in the world, it's going to be the same system. I will speak about the American system, but I've also taken people to court in the UK, so I actually know that it's very, very similar there. You need to go to your local county court, the special civil part, and file a small claims complaint with them. You need to find the agent in charge of Facebook, and that's really the tricky thing. You think, oh, I'm going to sue Facebook. I'm going to go and fill in this small claims complaint and put Facebook's main offices as like the agent in charge of all their legal issues, but it's not. It's actually a little place in Delaware. You can Google it. You can find out exactly who they are, but you need to sue them to get Facebook to respond. And you file this small claims complaint, and you have to explain in this small claims complaint what the problem is and why it is a breach of contract. And the very simple thing, even if you don't do advertising like me, it's like you provide Facebook with your personal information in return for having access to the Facebook platform. And as long as you don't violate any of their terms of service, because that means you would be breaking the contract on their part, if they do not give you access to Facebook, then they are breaching their part of the contract. So you can write that very simply as they are in breach of contract because I've given them my personal information, they are not giving me access to the account. Then the only thing a small claims complaint can do, the only settlement that you can have, is a cash settlement. So you can say, hey, this has caused me cash issues. And for me, it was very, very simple. I lost a job because I wasn't able to access Facebook. I was losing huge amounts of money by not being able to advertise. I was running adverts and they were costing me money, but I wasn't able to monitor them. I had some very solid arguments for why Facebook was costing me money by breaching contract in this way. If you don't spend any money with Facebook, you can still say that they are causing you financial damages for a number of reasons. I mean, if you were a small business owner, even if you don't advertise on Facebook, but you have a Facebook page, if you're selling things or selling your services through your Facebook page, they're causing you financial damage by not being able to access that particular page. I don't know. You'll have to figure out your own particular reasons why Facebook is costing you money by not giving you access to your account, but you will come up with them, and they're legitimate. And what you have to remember is, it's not Facebook who decides whether your complaint has merit or not. Ultimately, it's a judge. You can sit in front of a third-party judge who is not a social media guru. It's just a regular person, and say, listen, regular person, Facebook breached the contract. It hurt me in this particular way. This is why I deserve compensation. As long as you can come up with an argument that a reasonable person would listen to and take seriously, then you have grounds to sue Facebook. And what is normally going to happen is you sue Facebook, and after a long while, with me it was like 6 weeks, you will hear back from Facebook if you fill in all the paperwork correctly, and they will try and resolve the issue. And what they will probably do is try and give you access to your account back by putting you in touch with people at Facebook who actually take you seriously. And if you get access to your account back, boom, job done. You can settle everything up. It's all finished. You shouldn't go after Facebook trying to get money out of them unless they have actually cost you money. And like for me, you know, they had run thousands of dollars worth of advertising that I couldn't access because I couldn't access my account. I had a real legitimate complaint that they owed me money. If you're just locked out of your account, it would be much tougher to make that argument even to a judge. So if your only real thing is to get access to your account back, you can say, hey, I've got access to my account back, give me my $50 or whatever for filing this as my legal fees, and we're done. And then you've got access to your account back. But it's the only way I can see of doing it. It's the only way I can see of doing this is to actually file a small claims complaint and take Facebook to court. It's the only thing they take seriously. And it's astonishing to me. It's astonishing to me, but then again, in some ways it isn't astonishing to me. I mean, look at it. It's like, what is Facebook? Facebook has managed to cause me so much headache because it has empowered me with so much reach. Like, you know, it's a pain in the backside to me because I can't advertise to all these people or I can't represent these companies on their Facebook pages. But the fact that Facebook exists is enabling me to do something that I wouldn't have been able to do 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago. So, you know, you gotta look at it in a reasonable way, but you've also got to look at it in, hey, it doesn't matter if you're just one small person. If Facebook locked you out of your account unfairly, then you deserve to have access restored to it. And the American legal system is on your side to help make that happen. And you have a duty to do it. I think that's what really got to me at the end. It was like, so many people sent me emails and left comments about, you know, me not being able to access my Facebook account and them being stuck in the same boat, that I thought I was duty bound to do this. I had to go and take Facebook to court, not just for me, but for everybody else who was facing the same situation. And that's what I did. And so if you're stuck in the same situation, you have to do the same. You have a duty, not just to yourself, but to everyone else who's locked out of their account, to go to Facebook, take them to court, and make them take you seriously. Because the more that they take individual people seriously who file these small claims complaint, the more eventually they'll be like, okay, it's going to be cheaper for us to fix this problem than to keep dealing with all of these court cases. The only way to fix Facebook and get them to live up to their responsibilities is to take them to court, is to force them to deal with the issue that they have caused you. So, yeah, if you're interested in learning more about how to actually take Facebook to court and you know, going into it into a certain amount of depth, let me know. Drop a comment down below and I'll help you with that, because there are certain things like trying to find out who is actually the legal representative of Facebook, because they obfuscate that information because they don't want everyone suing them. Things like that I know and I can help you with if that's something that you end up deciding to do. I won't bother making a video unless people actually want me to, but think about it, because I'm more than happy to make a video and explain how to go through this process, because I think the more people I can help take Facebook to court to get this problem resolved, the more people ultimately I can help, and the more Facebook will ultimately have to take responsibility for their shortcomings. So there we go. That's my story. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, anything like that. I will fill you in. It's been great speaking to you, and I'm very happy to report that I'm back on Facebook. So, hey, look me up. In fact, I'll drop a link down to my Facebook page down below. Cheerio. I'm Roland Hume. I've sold 67,000 copies of my books. If you want to find out how I did it, I've got the link right here you can click. And otherwise, don't forget to subscribe. I've got more videos coming soon. Thank you.